Welcome to the 143rd episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome returning viewers, and for those of you watching us for the first time, we're so glad you could join us. Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
We're so glad to be back. It seems like it's been forever.
That's true.
And so much has happened, and I'm sure so much has happened in your lives with, you know, Christmas and New Year's and decorations and putting them away and tidying up. And that just seems to be our life. We have been very busy. We're so glad to be back. Exactly. We're looking forward to doing lots of tutorials. We've got lots to talk about today. But before we begin all about that, Colleen will talk about what we're wearing.
Now, in Ontario, in London, Ontario, right now it's minus 19 degrees Celsius wind chill. For those of you who are in Alberta, that's nothing. or northern Quebec,
Winnipeg.
Nothing.
Winnipeg,
there
northern
you go.
Ontario.
But for us, it's like, oh my goodness. So we're quite happy to have our knits on. And so May is wearing, it's called the Harrison Cowl, and that's by Haley Sharping. And if you want a nice introduction to color work, this is it. Because you're just going round and round. There's only two colors to worry about. It's beautiful. Now the yarn that I used is Mary Maxim's Starlet. It's a worsted weight yarn, so any worsted weight yarn would work for this pattern, but it really, it's my cowl, but she looks great in purple. I mean, you can tell it's mine because
she
it's purple.
does look great in purple.
Yes, she does.
Normally you would wear this inside. This is more like kind of like this, with the ladies wearing it there, like inside a coat or whatever, because it's really quite warm.
Yeah.
So I think I would really get good use of it if I was outdoors today.
That's
but
right.
Inside it's a little warm because we do have a good heating system here in Canada.
Yes, we do. That's for sure. That's for sure. And I'm finding it warm myself. I'm thinking, why did you put blush on, Colleen? Because you're going to be naturally blushed.
But for the sake of the podcast, we will suffer through.
Here we are. So I am wearing the Schwarm, and that's by Hanna Masiajuska. Hopefully I'm saying it right. And this is a lovely knit. I enjoyed every minute of it. The yarn that I used is Concept by Katia Silky Lace Merino Extra Fine Silk Superwash. So with the silk in it, beautiful drape. It's nice and light. And it's a lace stitch, and the pattern's really, really nice.
It really is
I
nice.
would recommend it.
It really is nice. It looks nice on. It looks nice and light, but
it
warm.
is. It is. And I'm thinking, why don't I wear this under a coat? Because it'd be easy to wrap around and just wear it under a coat.
Right. I'm not sure why you don't do things.
You know why? Here's why. Because usually when I'm going out, right now, I'm going out to do groceries. I'm going out to clean off the car. And I'm thinking, why am I getting dressed up? I'm not getting dressed up. I've got this. It's the joke, this brown coat that will never go away. I keep saying to May, I'm getting rid of it. And I've got a couple of new ones.
It is 2025. Get rid of it. But I say, why don't you just get rid of it? You've got other coats that will go with it.
Yeah.
And then you say, yeah, but I just use it because...
You know what? If I'm going to the grocery store and there's going to be bags and salt and snow, it's like, yeah, I'll just wear it. So.
And the joke also is it's one of those down-filled coats, and the down-filled feathers keep coming out on the one part of it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a spring coat, the winter coat.
Because the side that my purse hits, that's where the feathers go away.
That's a whole thing.
It's a whole story.
You know what? That's
dear.
the least of our problems. We're good.
That's right. I have a warm coat. That's the plan. So that's what I am wearing. And next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is a pair of socks. There they are. And this is the Katie Lou's sock pattern by Katie Lou Green. And the reason why I chose this pattern, again, I mean, I've used it a number of times, is that May's son Scott plays hockey. And I knit him some socks last year, and he was using them in his skates. And I'm thinking, well, I didn't make them long enough to be in skates. Anyway, so I decided to make these a little bit longer. And this is Drops Fable long print, and I love this yarn. It wasn't expensive. The pattern goes, and because it's muted grays, I didn't really even worry about whether they were matching the stripes up. I just thought I'll get them done. And I think these will go great in skates if Scott decides to do that again.
That is great.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
There we go.
Very nice.
So birthday socks, February 2nd.
February 2nd.
February 2nd, birthday socks for Scott. So if you're watching, Scott, which we know you're not, happy birthday a little early.
And February 2nd here in Canada is Groundhog Day.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, and that's how I always remember his birthday. And
Okay.
amongst other things, how I remember his birthday. But
As his mom, you
it
should.
is Groundhog Day, yes.
That's right. My next, my second and my third finished objects have to do with the advent that was if you were a patron of the Bakery Bears. And so the first part was to knit some country Christmas mitts. So you had to do a little bit of fancy, they called it, Kay calls this the popcorn stitch. And then you had to do some duplicate stitch. May, you're welcome to put those on.
I can model these.
You can.
Remember I talked about being a hand model, and then I
Yes,
saw
there
my
you go.
hangnails, and I thought that's not going to work.
That's right. So
Those are nice.
the variegated part is Malabrigo sock, and it's Zarzamora. Lovely name.
These are beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really quite pleased with those.
Oh, I really like that.
Yes, so that's really nice. And actually, I'm thinking with my thumb, I should wear them all the time. And then the white is a Cascade Heritage Silk. And there are, when you buy Cascade yarns, they have a colorway that's called, they have a white, and they also have a snow. And the snow is not a cream, but it's not a stark white. So that's what I decided to use. It would be good.
This color is beautiful.
I know. I'm so happy with it. It's got a little bit of purple in it. It does. My third finished object goes with the fingerless mitts and of the country Christmas mitts. And these are the country, it's one, the country Christmas hat. Now, when Kay Jones did this, she reversed what was the main color and what wasn't. And I thought, I really like the variegated one the most. So I thought, I'm going to see if I've got enough. And I weighed it because Kay is such a great designer. And so she let us know what was going to go on. And so there's that.
Wow.
And I love it. I love this popcorn stitch. And this has that flipped brim. So it's a double brim. And I've had it on. And it's so warm on your ears.
That's
I love
really
it.
nice. That's cool. That's nice.
Exactly. So I still have most of the white left. So I can use it for toes, cuffs, and heels on a pair of socks. I could use it for do the reverse. Yeah.
That's gonna be a nice little set. That's really.
Nice.
She is a great designer.
She is a great designer, and she writes so well. And she usually, Kay usually has tutorials in her pattern, so I really like it. Now, if you're not a patron, I apologize because you won't be able to get it.
Right.
But they were going to hold that off. So if any of you are thinking about it, I've said this before on the podcast, so it's not new. I learned so much. I started off, at one level of patron, and then I wanted to get a little bit more, and it's been worth it.
Right.
And May is so nice to me, and that's, I don't even know whether it's birthday, anniversary,
Right.
Valentine's Day, Christmas, who knows. But one of those is my Bakery Bears
Yes.
patron for the year, which is lovely.
Nice.
So May, any finished objects?
Yes, I do, and usually they're edible.
Yes.
So I've been busy trying to bake and cook, and
It's
over the
been
season,
amazing.
it's been one of those seasons. But I'm not really, what would you say, really good at the kitchen? Like it's a new thing.
You like to change things up, throw things in, say, because I'll say, what recipe did you use? I said, I used part of this and part of this and part of this. I'll go, oh, okay.
When you're baking, it
when you're
doesn't work
baking,
that
it's
way.
chemistry. That's all I say to her.
Yes.
Remember, chemistry.
But the nice thing about it, Colleen's been in the kitchen for quite a while, and
Yeah.
what happens is we have all the tools. So I'm really grateful for that. Anytime I need a gadget or I need something, it's there. So I really
Right.
appreciate that. So anyway, what I was saying, my finished objects are edible. So
Yes.
we did eventually make maple syrup fudge, and it is
It's
absolutely
really good.
delicious.
I'm surprised it's left. The nice thing is it's very sweet, so you can't eat a whole, well, I shouldn't say you can't. We're trying not
Yes.
to eat a whole bunch at a time.
And it's naturally sweet. And
Yes.
the cool thing is, this syrup actually came from our friend Kathy, who lives in Northern Ontario, from her trees in her yard. I just find that so
I know, it's
fascinating
amazing.
on her property. So she taps these trees, she gets the maple syrup, she bottles it all up,
Yeah.
she gave it to us,
Yeah.
and this is what comes out of it, and it's absolutely fabulous.
it's delicious.
It's natural sugar. It's still a sugar,
Yeah.
but it's a natural source of sugar. But this was not without issues. The joke is, well, it's not really a joke. I tried to make, well, here's the backstory. we were in a store, and my son and your son, we all like maple butter.
That's right.
And then for a little jar of maple butter in
Yeah.
Canada, it is about $9,
Right.
$8.99.
Right.
So I said to Colleen, wow, we have lots of maple syrup in the closet. Not only my friend's maple syrup, but we have lots of maple
Yeah.
syrup we could use up. Why don't we just make our own maple syrup? Well,
Maple butter.
maple butter, yes.
That's right.
Not maple fudge.
Maple
butter.
Yeah.
So needless to say, we don't have the maple butter to
But
show
we have
you.
great maple sugar.
Yes, we have great maple sugar. And the thing is, it probably costs us $30 or $40, and we don't have anything to show for it. It would have been cheaper for me to buy the maple butter. I'm not defeated yet.
Nope,
I
she's
will
not.
try it. Now, so I moved on to the maple syrup.
Maple fudge.
Maple fudge.
Yes.
I moved on. I thought, well, I can't make maple butter. Let's try maple fudge. So the story is, I'm upstairs, Colleen's down in her sewing machine, and Colleen, you can tell the rest of the story.
And so May's busy. I'm busy doing some tidying and sorting and all that kind of stuff. And I'm smelling something that smells burnt. And I'm thinking, oh, I hope it's not burnt. But I'm smelling burnt sugar. And I thought, well, I don't want to run up, because if it's not burnt, then but I thought, oh, in my world, that smells like burnt sugar.
It was burnt sugar.
It was burnt sugar.
So what had happened was, well, I'm going to make a video of this and put it, what not to do. I'm going to make a video how we eventually ended up making the fudge.
Right.
And then a video of what not to do, because I did it. So what happened was the pot wasn't big enough, so it wasn't reading the candy thermometer properly.
Right.
And so I was waiting for the thermometer to get up, and it wasn't getting up, and it turns out it was getting darker and darker, and I was like a little panicky. Turns out, and it's all that kind
And
of,
I said to
as
May,
you can see.
She said, I knew it was burning. And I said, well, when you knew it was burning, why didn't you take it off the stove?
I think your analogy was, if the house is burning down, you don't say, well, it's not at the right temperature yet.
I did say that.
That is a good point. Anyway, finished object.
We did it.
We did it, and I needed Colleen to do it, so I have to admit,
That's okay.
defeat.
We worked
but,
together.
Yes, we did.
What I think, May, is that you chose two of the most difficult things to do, because it's so finicky with temperatures and times and
patience
and
all
all
kinds
that
of things,
stuff. And I
yes.
thought, oh, now that being said, before Christmas, I had to get some gifts made, because we had our show, and I had to get some gifts made. And so May was a sweetie and was making dinner, and she did a great job. So you can cook.
Thank you. Yes.
She can cook.
Just not bake. Yes.
She's learning it.
All right, so we're going to have more videos and more tutorials on some things I do in the
Yes.
kitchen, maybe some disasters, maybe some things that turn out,
Exactly.
and I'll be looking forward to those videos.
Yeah. So those are finished objects, and next we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress you've seen, and I was supposed to have this done by the end of November. I didn't, because I was doing things for the show and I was doing things for Christmas presents. Anyway, here we go. So this vest is so close to being done, I can't believe it.
Oh my gosh.
So there it is. So I've got my collar done, I've got buttonholes done. Really, all I have to do is sew up the side seams. And what happens is I get to the end of the day, I go, oh no, I want to be really on the ball to do that. But I'm so happy with it. This is the Heathered Vest by Mary Maxim. And I used Estelle worsted. Beautiful yarn. So this is 50% acrylic, 40% wool, and 10% nylon. So it still has wool. It's going to be warm.
It's beautiful. It feels great.
I
love the colors.
Really like
I love the colors, how they're coming together.
Me
Navy
too.
and white. Can't go wrong.
Yes, I really do like
Beautiful.
it. So hopefully it will be done for next time. It's so close. I actually had two ladies that I met when I took the Swedish weaving class, and they came to the fair, and I said, I'm so sorry, I was supposed to have this vest done to show you. And so they just had a good chuckle. So anyway, that's that.
That was nice they came to visit.
It was very nice.
was
We
nice.
did have a number
We did
of
have a nice, fun
friends
time.
and, came to see us.
Yes.
My second work in progress is something called the Balmy Breeze Cowl. And I think the idea with this, so this is by Michelle Meadows of the Muskoka Yarns. And she is actually the Muskoka Yarn Goddess as well. And it is a pattern that the yarn that she uses is 50% cotton and 50% merino. So I went scrounging I actually had to order this, but when I ordered this yarn, I ordered this on purpose. And so this is called Duo Comfort, and it's 52% merino extra fine and 48% cotton. It's a DK weight yarn. It is beautiful, and oh my gosh, it's a lovely deep purple.
I love the color of this. It's
Now,
really nice.
this cowl actually has 3 sizes in it, and I am making a small one, and I'll have to try it on just before I finish. So I still have lots left. I could go back and redo it, but it's all texture. So I know that in this, she's got, Michelle has like a variegated yarn, which looks pretty, but I'm enjoying the plain yarn with the texture.
Yeah.
And that, it has a split on the side, which is lovely, so it'll sit over, and in the pattern it says you can have the split down, you can have the split up.
It'd be nice to see when you have this modeled on, how it sits.
Exactly, and just before...
Oh, okay. Oh, look at those.
Look
cute.
at my needle end stoppers. There we go. I've got 2 wee llamas there. So
Oh, they're cute. Can you see those? Oh, they're cute.
There
There's llamas on both sides. So
they
that's
are.
good to do.
Exactly. So I'm very happy with this. I'm just about done it, and then I will have to make the decision. What I may do before I cast off is I may put this on a, you know how they have the barber cords, something like that, and try it on, and then May and I can take a look. I think it will block because it's got wool in it, and then I'll have to see.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, I think
block
I'll see.
nicely.
Sorry, I'm looking down going,
I know.
wonder what's going
I
to
was
do.
thinking, Colleen, people aren't seeing what you're doing yet.
I'm thinking, yeah,
You're
I
looking
mean,
at- you're
there's
looking at
there's
something.
give to it, and I don't have a really big neck, so it should be okay,
Well,
but we'll see.
yeah, we'll see how that models.
Okay,
That's good.
but anyway, this Adria Fill Duo, lovely yarn. All right, so those are my works in progress, and May, tell me about you and works in progress.
I'm really excited. Through all the Christmas and through all everything, I was thinking about all of you knitters. I was thinking, how could I, have some support and what could I do? And I constantly see Colleen sitting on the couch with a pen and a paper and,
Yes.
and writing. And
Yep.
I'm like, what are you writing in? And all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So then I thought maybe I could create a book, a journal for knitters.
Right.
With your help and support, of
Yes.
course. You're the editor and you come up with all the columns that a knitter
Yeah.
would need that would
Exactly.
be helpful.
Yeah.
And so what I did was, and this is a work in progress, made a book up, and it's got all the things that you would need to record a knitting object or
Yeah.
project.
Exactly.
And it's kind of like a knitting journal for all your projects.
Exactly.
And Colleen helped me with these headings.
Right.
And it's a book, and this is a draft copy. And I'm just waiting to put up the full copy so that you can actually buy it no matter where you are in the world.
Right.
The UK, United States, whatever. Wherever you are, you can purchase this on Amazon.ca.
Once we get it published.
Yes, once we get it published, and it's just about there. I think I just have to click the button and
Oh,
it's published.
she's
So
ready.
hopefully next time we do a podcast, this
That's
will be
right.
up and ready for you to go on Amazon, and you can buy your own copy. And with Colleen making the headings, she says it's great, and she'll be using that.
Exactly.
So,
So I 3-4 years ago purchased a kind of hardcover knitting journal. Now it is, it has a lot of stuff in it. It's got different abbreviations, and it's got little pouches, and so it's a different thing. But the idea was that you use it to record what you're making. And I said to May, the problem is I love books so much. This is a book I would never write in. Like, I didn't think about that until I got it. Now, are there ideas in there that I could use? Totally. But it isn't that scribbly kind of book that I need. Now, the kind of book I need is something like this. And this is what I do. So this is actually my sock book. So in the front of this, I've got information on people's feet sizes, and then I record socks that I've knitted. But the problem is this, and then I have a book for this, and a book for that, and a book for that. I just need one thing. Now, what May has done in this, can I open
Yep.
it? Yeah. Okay, so in the book, on the one side is all the information, and on the other side is a place for notes. So all those little scribbly things, I've done this many decreases in this. When I was doing that vest, there was an armhole side, there was a neck side, there was all kinds of things to take in. So it would be great to have that. There's also an extra note section at the back, or a couple of pages. And so I could take, for instance, the information that I've got in here on people's feet sizes, put it into that. And then this could be my book that I just have one book, sits beside me on the
Right.
couch. Looks lovely. I love the
Right.
color that you chose. And I'm really excited about this because guess what? I get to keep the draft copy. That's what
Yes.
she told me. I didn't just say. I didn't assume.
Yes. So you can imagine the learning curve on how to, design a book, come up
Right.
with the book, to get it online.
Right.
There was also a learning curve with the barcode, because in Canada, we're the only country, I think, that you don't have to pay for a barcode. So I
That's
had
incredible.
to find how to get a barcode from a Canada company,
Right.
how to print the barcode, like
Right.
you have to make it into a print copy,
Right.
and then have to get it onto the back of the book.
Okay.
So that was a whole learning curve, but at the
Right.
end of the day, it's kind of turned out okay, and
It is.
I
Looks
learned
great.
so much, and now I want to do more books now that I know the process.
Right.
And if you have any ideas of a knitting book or knitting journals or a book that you would like, you can just let me know. And
Okay.
if you have any great ideas, we could actually make it happen.
And so we are going to let you know once we hit that official,
Yes.
well, once May hits that official publish button. I'm
Yes.
just the assistant.
Well, you've been a great assistant.
Assistant editor. That's what I could
couldn't do without you.
Okay, so those are our works in progress, and next we're going to talk about our adventure.
Well, the adventure this time is it's been Christmas, it's been New Year's. That's an adventure all in
Exactly.
itself, and I'm sure that's been an adventure in your families too. But what Colleen and I were doing, a lot of baking and video and ordering books and all kinds of adventures. And so the one thing that we did do is we made some Guinness cupcakes. I had actually went out to fair, and I think I had mentioned this at the last podcast.
Carrot cake.
Yeah, we had great carrot cake, and the person beside us was selling cookies that had alcohol in them.
Whiskey cookies.
Whiskey cookies, but you couldn't really taste the whiskey. They had burnt that off. So
Yeah.
I think that kind of prompted me to go into YouTube and see what other things you could do.
Right.
Came up with Guinness. The one fellow, his name's the Irish Baker Abroad on YouTube, and he made a Guinness cake. So what that inspired me to do was to make a Guinness cupcakes, because I think we'd eat the cupcakes more than we'd eat the cake.
Right.
And I thought I'd really like to try and see what it's like. And then with Colleen's famous,
Cream cheese frosting.
cream cheese frosting, which I love, which is really on carrot cake, which we love, and I think that was kind of the whole thing.
It was all going to go together.
So we made a video. So that was an adventure. We made the cupcakes, made a video, and you could see that video if you Colleen will add the link below.
Right.
And we've already posted that up. So that is a very short knitting adventure, but we're hoping to get more. Also, we maybe at this point we can talk about tutorials and what you would like for tutorials for
That would
2025.
be really helpful.
Yes, really helping us out. If you can come up with an idea of Colleen could do knitting tutorials, would be amazing.
Right. And I would love to do that. Knitting or crochet or
Learn
sewing.
to crochet. We've come up with some ideas like
Yeah.
learn to crochet.
Right.
And those would be kind of neat adventures that
Yeah.
we could put up more tutorials in 2025.
Yeah, and we
That's
really
our plan.
appreciate you folks commenting and letting us know those kind of things, because we're just kind of doing what we're doing. And then if you say,
Right.
oh, I need, somebody had mentioned the crochet tea towel topper, that's great if you know how to crochet, but if you don't, what do you do? So my plan is to do a crochet tutorial that'll get you ready to do the tea towel topper.
Right. So
That's part of
lots
my
of
plan.
adventures.
Yeah, that's right.
And because I started doing the book, I want to start learning how to do digital art online. So I'm going to start
is
doing that so I
impressive.
can start doing children's books. And I
Right.
want to illustrate my own books. I don't want to have
Right.
to pay for an illustrator.
Right.
So that's going to be a little learning curve and an adventure on itself. So if you're interested in any of that, if you're interested in even a tutorial on how to publish your own book, let me know. And I can put something together for that. But,
Okay.
that's basically our adventures. We're looking forward to a great 2025.
Right.
We're looking forward to visiting all the stores in Ontario again in 2025.
Yeah.
And
we still have to talk about our souvenirs. My first souvenir came to be because May asked me a question. And the question she asked me, have you checked into the price of a new serger? And I thought, no, I haven't looked at that for a while. And the reason why we're talking about a new serger is the serger that I have, which I'm actually shocked I can say this to you, is approximately 32 years old. Now, do I have moments with that serger that I wish it was a new one? Absolutely. Will it do the top of a tea towel? Yes. But to thread it, it's not easy, and it's it's old and things aren't as sharp as they used to be. And anyway, it doesn't make sense at this point in time to try and do something to make it better because it's had its day. And I know how old it is because I sewed pajamas for my boys when they were like 4 and 3 or 4 and 1 that. So I know how old it is. Very old. So anyway, so May said, did you check? I said, no, but I'm going to. So I looked. And the store that I got my sewing machine from probably 7 or 8 years ago was having some sales. And the other thing that was happening was that between the 15th of December and the 30th of December, there was no tax on certain items. So those two things combined, I said, May, I think it's time to take the leap. So we went together, we talked about it, we had a good look at it, and so...
The lady explained it. It looks like it's easy. You're going to do a tutorial later on
Yes.
on how to work it and everything
Exactly.
else like that.
Yeah.
But the lady made it look quite easy and how to thread it, which will be a lot easier for you.
If any of you have a serger, a lot of sergers just swing one way to get in there, but this one swings open. So the whole thing's open, you can get the thread through easier.
Very nice.
Now, some of them thread themselves. I did not get one like that because I don't need to do that. I can thread it, I'm good, and I'm not at my serger every day all the time.
Right.
So anyway, so because of my new serger, which I'm so excited about, then I needed to get a few little implements because sergers tend to make your table bounce like this. So let's see what happened. So first of all, I went on to Madame Sew. They were having great sales. And this is for underneath a sewing machine or underneath a serger. And it is called a muffling mat. So it keeps the noise down. It keeps it from bouncing too much. So I'm excited about that. So it will go under the new serger.
So this goes, your pedal goes on here?
Nope.
Oh, it goes
the
right,
serger itself goes on it.
The serger sits right on it. Well, you know what, in woodworking you usually have something like this, but you usually bolt things down so there's not the vibration and stuff like that. So this is kind of the same idea.
Yes,
for
I'm not
sewing.
bolting. It's not happening. Now, you did say something about the pedal. Guess what? There is also a matching one of those, and that will be for the pedal, because sometimes the pedal slip. Now, I ordered this, it came, and May said, well, why didn't you just use the stuff at the dollar store that's kind of like you line a shelf so things don't slip? I went, oh yeah. Could have done that. So I do have a sewing machine, which I may do that too. But, anyway,
But also that may not have worked. It may have crumpled up.
Oh, you've got a point.
You may have something.
Yeah,
we may have had to
exactly.
glue it onto some kind of backing.
Exactly.
But
Exactly. Now, they were having great sales when I was busy looking at this. And so I found a few other things. So the one thing that I found is something called a tube turner set. And so there's either a big tube or a little tube, and it has lovely instructions of how to do that. And you just turn the tube, make life easier. So
what's
that's
it for? Like,
if you're making a strap for something, or actually making a tube out of fabric, sometimes you can't get it to turn in, like you have to right sides together, you have to turn it right sides out, and so that will help you do that.
all right. So there's a
Yes.
gadget for everything out
A
there.
gadget. Oh, but
And if you're not sure, you can just ask Colleen because she has all the gadgets for everything.
I do. So, Madame Sew also had this. And somebody may say, what is that? So first of all, it telescopes, which is brilliant. And then at the end of it, I'm just going to make sure I'm turning it the right way. There is a light at the end. And you know what this is, May?
No idea.
This is magnetic. So you know those pins, needles, all those things you drop?
Oh.
First of all, you've got a light to be able to see where they are, and then you go like this and it picks them up. Which is great because we have carpet where I sew and I end up with pins everywhere. So this is brilliant in my life.
Great gadget.
It is a fantastic gadget. I am thrilled with that.
Right.
So,
So we can throw the vacuum out and you can just go all over the house like this.
well, I would be busy, that's for sure. Because there's stitch markers and there's all kinds of things.
Well, I'm not sure if this can go back in the
That's
box.
okay. I just had the box so people could see.
Okay, there you go.
That's right. The box
There
is
you go.
going up.
That's a great little
Now,
gadget.
the last souvenir that I have was part of what was in my stocking. Thank you, Santa. And it is a bookmark that has a 6-inch ruler on it.
Oh.
Vanna, can you hand me the book, please? So this will tell me where I am and also be able to measure things. You know when you need ribbing that's 2.5 inches big? This will do it, and it is metric on the other side, so it'll handle both.
There you go.
So bookmark, ruler, knitter's dream. Lovely. Now, May, how about you?
Well,
Souvenirs.
Souvenirs. I probably have a few souvenirs. I just can't remember what they are right now. They weren't like, huge or whatever.
Right,
But
right.
I am waiting to get my, it's called a 16
Pro
Pro.
drawing tablet.
Okay, thanks. It's just a big tablet that you get that you can do digital drawings with. And so I'm excited about that. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'll have that for the next podcast. But yes,
That would
but
be
for the most part,
fantastic.
I usually eat my souvenirs also.
There we go.
I don't like to have a lot of stuff around, as you know.
No. Now, Santa did bring you one thing, and that is the smallest pickleball set you'll ever see.
Oh yes, it's a tiny little set. I should have had
Little
it to
paddles.
show you. Yeah.
That's all right. We can always take a picture, put it in here,
Yeah.
because I know somebody who can
All
do
right.
that.
That's cute. That was in my stocking. That was a
There we
cute
go.
little thing.
Yeah, no, not too many little things, but just a few little
Yeah.
things. So that is our episode. Happy New Year. All the best in 2025. We're so glad you're here. We're glad that we get to keep doing this for you. And once the weather and the roads are a little bit better, then we'll be out on all
Yes.
our travels.
Yes,
and
we will.
May is in that kitchen and she's got great ideas. And so that's going to be a lot of fun too.
Well, just cooking meals for the two of us, and
Yes.
that's, you know, it's kind of hard sometimes, and
Exactly.
you know, coming up with some ideas. I
Yeah,
know that's a
exactly.
big thing for me about cooking, so maybe
Right.
do more tutorials on cooking,
Okay.
more tutorials on knitting and crocheting,
Craft
so,
and all
yeah.
that good stuff. So thanks so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up, comment down below,
Ring the bell.
ring the bell.
It's been such a long time. I forgot I was supposed to say ring the bell.
That's this.
Ring that bell. We're looking forward to spending more time with you in 2025 and lots more videos.
Exactly.
But we need your input, basically.
Exactly. So please comment. Let us know tutorials you'd like to see. There's a few things I want to.
Right.
You know how you've got a few ideas, so we got to just make them
And
happen.
once my book is published, I think I will have a giveaway.
Oh,
So
fantastic!
yes, so look forward to that.
Okay.
Lots happening in 2025.
Great. And until next time.
You take care.